Team Fluent Artists, welcome, welcome. What's happening? Come in, type your name, where you from in the chat so I know you can hear me. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to get started at 8:30 Eastern sharp, all right? All right, so if you're here, I know that you want to sell your art online, all right? So I want to show you. So I got my comments over here as well, so I can talk to you, see what you say. But I want to show you just some results, man. So let's get into it, right? So you see Jasmine right here. We're going to talk about her journey of how she was able to sell over $15,000 in 20 days. You see she got some sales right there, 1,100, 500. Here's Miss Joe. I think Jasmine, she actually made $5,000, $5,527 in the first week. Miss Joe got that cash on the table. All right. And so we help artists sell art, man. Tiara and her sons, man, they were inspired by their mom selling art. And so I just want to start with the proof to let you know, just like Jonte sold this $2,000 lamb piece, a $350 sale right there. Man, no matter what your price point is, your skill level, what you want to accomplish, this masterclass will show you how to sell your art online in any economy to high income collectors. Okay. So we are excited to give you this game and give you this wisdom. And we're going to get started right now. All right. So comment in the chats. Let me know if you excited. Just type yes in the chat if you are ready to rock and roll. All right. Take a few more seconds just to show you some more of these sales and these results. All right. Angels Among Strangers right there by Tiara. Miss Joy, she got her collectors out there with that cash on the table, a little wine, some more of that Canadian cash on the table. Brittany right there with a smaller sale, $4,000 right there for Miss Joy, another $1,000 for Jasmine. All right, artists are getting to it, man. So listen, I understand, what it's like to be an artist. I'm an artist as well, and you got dreams and goals to sell your art, okay? And so if you haven't succeeded in the past, I want to let you know that it's not your fault. The art industry, they don't teach us how to sell our art on purpose because they want to control who actually makes it and get access, all right? And so I knew that, right? But I had the difficult experience firsthand when I hosted my very own art event. And so I realized it's really us versus them, man. Us being the affluent artists who want to sell their art, make the money, control the wealth, and the industry that tries to gatekeep and block us from our God-given blessings, all right? And so I know it can be tough being an artist, trying to make sales. You're trying to, some of y'all want to do it full time. Some of y'all want to reach collectors outside of your local area or your small town. And I'm here to show you that you absolutely can do it. We want to encourage you. And so I want to share Jasmine's story. Let me just read what she said. She said, let me put this in perspective for you guys. For years, I gave away my art for free. I joined Affluent Artists January last year. 1 year ago, I was still selling most of my original art for $200. And my biggest sale happened this time last year. It was $500 to a hospital. This month, if I make no more money for the next 10 days, I will have total to make $15,800. I am floored. Type yes in the chat if you want to make over $15,000 in 20 days. Just type yes in the chat if that's something that you like to accomplish, all right? She said, I never thought this was possible for me. Thank you, Sherez, for giving us the tools to make this passion into a business and for investing your time into my life, all right? Type yes. I want to see some yeses coming through in the chat, okay? And so listen, my goal is simple here. It's to help you become an affluent artist. And this presentation is designed to help two types of artists. One, if you are an emerging artist, we're going to help you get more confidence to sell your art and raise your prices. If you are an established artist, we're going to help you get more exposure to high income collectors globally. All right. And so for both groups, my goal is to help you accomplish your dreams, your sales goals, and become well known so you can increase your status and finally leave your 9-to-5 to become a full-time affluent artist. All right. I see some yeses coming through. All right. And so the only way for you to make this transformation so you can consistently sell art online is by being an affluent artist. And the only way to be an affluent artist is by using artwork. All right. And so if I help you become an affluent artist so you can make more money selling art, will you promise to spend a little bit of that with me and my company in the future? Just type yes in the chat. I see the yes, Shavana, Elena, Adabison. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Unique Shamik. What's happening? All right. I want to see the yeses coming through. And so my name is Sherez. And like many of you, I've been an artist my entire life. Okay. So that picture in the top left, man, that's young Sherez. I used to love drawing cartoons and the characters on the cereal boxes. That picture at the bottom left, that's a portrait that I drew of my son and I when he turned 1 years old. I gave it to him as a gift. And I'm a hooper, man. I love playing basketball. I played Division I college basketball, and I still spend a lot of time volunteering, teaching kids how to hoop here in my local YMCA and in the parks here in Atlanta. Now, when I was in college, man, listen, I didn't have any collectors, didn't have any kind of sales skills. They don't really teach you that in school. And my house burned down the day after Christmas one year, my junior year, and I lost all of my art. All right. And my family, we lost everything, man. And so you can imagine, like, I was really depressed and frustrated and just like wondering, like, why was this happening to me? And I ended up becoming a starving artist dropout in 2007. And so my confidence was low. It was still hard to sell art and break into the art industry. And so I became obsessed with mastering business online. I was like, man, I'm going to figure out how to sell art, and I want to do it online. I just want to become like a master salesman and a master marketer, so I didn't have to struggle with making money. And so I knew that I needed a mentor. Like, I didn't know what to do, didn't know how to do it, didn't really understand like where to get started. And so I ended up writing a letter to 19 multimillionaires, sent it to their mailbox. And this gentleman right here, Mike, he was the first one to respond. And when he hired me, man, we got to work immediately on a campaign where we launched his new product, and we end up selling $1,800,000 in 7 days. All right, we did that in a week. I was blown away to be a part of that type of outcome. And you see, he gave me that incredible testimonial on the back of my first book. And so I used that wisdom that we did with that product launch, and I ended up writing my first book, How to Create Lifetime Customers. And I became a #1 best-selling business author. And this book gave me the opportunity to travel around the world, teaching people how to sell their products and services online. All right? This is me speaking at an event right there in the center. And so I've also helped celebrities like Cynthia Bailey launch her products as well. And this is her and I, me signing one of my books for her. And I've helped a lot of creators just like you make money. Now, even with this success, I still had dreams of being a full-time artist, right? It just never really left. It was always tugging at my spirit. And then I had an epiphany one day. I was like, artists that are on this income roller coaster where you're making some money, some months, some years, or you're not others, that only means that you don't have a consistent flow of collector leads and sales. Then I was like, what would happen if I applied those #1 best-selling internet marketing and sales principles to fine art, right? It's like, we got to figure it out. So I had a crazy plan. I wanted to host my very first art event, and I set a goal to sell out the show. Room full of beautiful people, having a good time, enjoying the stories, the wine, the hors d'oeuvres. Man, it was an incredible experience hosting that first event, and I learned a ton, okay? And this is how we sold a first piece at that event for $2,000. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell your first or next piece for $2K. I just type yes in the chat, okay? And so this is a fluent artist, Melissa Mitchell, man. She's a friend of mine. Some of y'all may know her. She was there at that first event. She said, flashback to this dope art investors event by Sherez. All of these pieces sold and have already doubled in value. All right. Now, while we at this event having this great time, man, I realized very quickly that we had some real problems. First, doing it the old way, doing my own live art event, man, it cost me over $5,000 up front. And I knew a lot of artists didn't have that kind of cash to launch their own event, right? But then also, man, it left all of our sales disorganized because artists were using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, Square. They were taking actual cash. I couldn't believe it, man. It was so disorganized. And that left everything very difficult to track, right? Plus, the biggest problem, we couldn't easily follow up with the collectors that have just spent thousands of dollars with us, right? If you transact with Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, these different tools, you can get the money, but you don't get the collector's phone number. You don't get their email address. You don't get their credit card information. You don't get the shipping information. It was a lot of data that we just didn't get to make it easy to call a collector again and have them buy another piece. For example, like we got their credit card on file, right? And so this is what inspired the Affluent Artist movement because I couldn't find a solution. So I had to create a new way for you to have 100% unlimited access to your collector's information and a tool that makes everything easy to sell your art on and offline, all right? And so as an affluent artist, You need one system that accepts payments up to $1 million. You should be able to easily sell your art anywhere, in person or online. You also want to be able to track your artwork, your sales, and your collector's information in one place. I like it if collectors can buy your art with one click, right? Just how we buy things with one click on Amazon. And collectors can track their net worth in your art. And ideally, we want interested collectors to come to you, right? So we don't have to be chasing people all the time, okay? Now, but this was very hard and expensive to create. I wasted over $30,000 in over a year hiring 2 development teams to create artwork. I invested every penny to my name, so I really thought about giving up, man. If you know, right? Software is very difficult to build. But I knew going back to the old way of trying to do art shows and live events, it wouldn't work for me. So I found a 3rd development team and I tried one more time, all right? And listen, y'all, the new artwork app and the automated collector system I created started working so well that many artists began selling art within 7 days. And we ended up launching this Sold in 7 to celebrate artists who were selling art quickly. And so, man, one of our stars, Kira, she sold in the first 19 hours after getting the wisdom. She was 18. She had just graduated high school. She didn't know anything about selling art. And we're going to show you a simple 3-step process of how she was able to accomplish that, okay? Type yes in the chat, man, if you want to start selling art quickly. I know some artists like to take their time. That's cool if you want to do that. But some artists like to get in and get to it as well, okay? Put me in the chat if you want to start selling art quickly, okay? Here's another affluent artist, Zia Ponte. Man, he said, hey, team, I haven't had a chance to report my record-breaking success this past week, all right? Type yes in the chat if you want to have record-breaking success selling your art, all right? And so he had made $1,829 in down payments for selling 7 prints and 8 commissions in 1 week. And that was his best that he had ever did at the time, okay? Man, and one of my favorite stories is affluent artist Jennifer Turner. Man, Jen, she's a single mother of 4 kids, and she sold a piece in a little over 24 hours. I see the yeses coming through in the chat. So she was on this class that you're on right now, and she immediately took action. She said, look, it took me a little longer than 24 hours, but I have my first sale. It's amazing how much money I left on the table by not following up. And then, man, her success kept compounding. Man, I'm so proud of Jen, man. I'm excited to share her story with you. She ended up going to Art Basel, and she sold this piece for $5,840 to these beautiful collectors right here, all right? Man, type yes in the chat if you want to go to Art Basel and sell some art, all right? What's up, Lena? Courtney, what's happening? All right? Unique Shamit, Shavana, all right? And then, again, Jen, man, she kept taking action, and her success continued to compound. So she was actually invited to Sotheby's Art Business Institute of Art in London, man, to learn from the big dogs, man. Y'all know Sotheby's and Christie's are the 2 big auction houses in the art game right now, and they really controlling the market. And so, man, can you imagine being able to go learn directly from Sotheby's and Christie's? Man, it was an incredible, man. And she's in our community, and she is absolutely doing her thing, man. Super proud of Jen. And so after creating artwork and helping all kind of artists around the world transform into affluent artists, I realized we no longer had to wait for galleries to accept us or wait on word of mouth to sell our art or already have a big following on social media. Man, that old way of being a starving artist was dead, all right? And so this is what I need from you, affluent artists. It's simple. It's belief. Because I would give you the solutions to become a full-time affluent artist, but you have to believe you can and put it into action, all right? Because seriously, nothing hurts me more than giving you the game, then seeing you weeks, months, or years later clinging to them same starving artist problems, all right? So put a 1 in the chat if you believe in yourself, all right? This ain't about me. This is about you. Put 1 in the chat if you believe in yourself that you can put this wisdom into action and start selling art, all right? Just put a 1 in the chat for me, okay? Because if you want to start setting goals and exceeding those goals like Brisha did, she set a goal to make 12K, and she said she was super happy that she hit 13K instead. That's what happens when you got a plan. I see you say you believe in yourself. Listen, you got to believe in yourself, man. All right. That's what happens when you got a plan. You can start exceeding your goals. All right. And man, because of our success, I actually got invited to speak on art investing at BlackRock. All right. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in assets. And they brought me in as one of the guests to talk about investing in art. Okay. And then, man, word travels fast. So, man, we had an event, and I was surprised that there was some people country of Barbados there. And so the senators flew me in to the island to help them come up with a plan to help the artists in their art to collectors around the world. And so the problem that occurred was when the pandemic happened, a lot of tourism dried up, so collectors weren't coming to the island and they weren't buying. And so the artists were struggling, man. And so they brought me out to come up with a plan to help these incredible artists right there, man. That Bob Marley piece is crazy right there. Just help them to get global access to a collector marketplace, all right? And so if you struggle artists, again, it's not your fault. I'm an artist too. I went to art school, went to Chicago State, man, studied art in the College of Art and Design. I had some incredible teachers. My classmates were dope. I learned a lot about the skill and I developed there. But listen, we didn't have one class, 0100, 09, 0200, 300 on selling your art and making money, right? It never happened, okay? And so if you struggle, it's not your fault. They literally not teaching us this stuff. And so after over 20 years in business and helping artists sell worldwide, just type yes in the chat if it's your turn to get your own collectors so you can skip these high dealer fees and sell your art online all over the world. I just type yes in the chat. I see the ones coming through. Say, I have to believe one. All right. Lena said one. Shamik said yes. All right, let's get it. All right. So because once you discover these 3 secrets, you will have the keys to get new collectors online so you can accomplish your dream vision for your art. All right. And I know many artists, man, they want to get their own studios. They want to sell around the world. You want to travel. You want to do it full time. Listen, we want to help you accomplish that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. So these are the 3 secrets to selling art online. Secret number 1, the key to charge your worth. How this one thing makes collectors excited to buy your art at luxury prices. All right. And so, man, this is my friend Melissa, man. And I discovered this secret at our very first live art event. One of the things that I was most impressed about her is just how professional she was with her craft. And so you see her beautiful paintings behind her. She got a business card down at the bottom. And she also creates wearable art. So that's her head wrap that she's wearing as well. Now, while we were at this event, it was deeper than just the paint on the canvas, okay? Because this is how we actually sold a piece for $2,000 at the very first event. And so the collector that bought it, he didn't have a clue who she was, all right? Now, Melissa, she got her art brand popping, man. She's done all kind of things with different brands, okay? But he didn't know anything about any of that. And so I was like, man, you don't know this artist. You don't follow her. You never heard of her. Like, why did you invest $2,000 in this piece? And he simply said, Sharez, I think the art is great, but it was the story that got me, right? He was like, it was the story. And so if you're posting like this with no sales, if you posting on social media, whether you getting crickets like this post or you getting a lot of engagement but no sales, right? If you putting the size, the price, if you saying stuff like email or DM me for price and it's not working, just add your art story. All right, we're going to show you a quick little framework how to do this because Jasmine, when she started using the power of her art story, she posted a piece that she was still working on. All right, so this Chadwick Boseman piece was not done and she sold a pre-order print 9 a.m. this morning. She said, gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. All right. And so type a 1 in the chat if you want to sell your first or next piece for over $1,000, like Miss Raquel Miller here. All right, man, she used the power of the art story to start selling art for higher prices as well. This was her first piece, man. She was crazy excited about it. And I want to share a quick story with you all about how Brescia Jones was able to sell her biggest piece at the time is a 60 by 48. And it was also her highest selling art piece at the time for $6,209. All right. And she said, I'm really still speechless, but this is significant for a lot of reasons because it was the biggest and the highest price that she had ever sold. And so let me share just a little bit of words from the collectors. And so you can understand like what inspired them to buy this at this price. So the collector said, my husband and I had a hard week and an already pretty messed up year. I know we're not special in any regards. Everything seems hard right now for everyone. When my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, wow, we love that. And then we talked about how it made us feel. Hope, moving out of our comfort zone, leaving a bad year and entering a new place, fearlessness. When we read your thoughts on it as well, it just seemed like we needed it in our home. Thank you for painting this beautiful piece. It will be the conversation piece of the many meals we share with friends as we embrace a new era in the world, one of expanding fearlessness. All right, man, type yes in the chat if you see the power that Brisha's art story had on this collector and how it touched their emotions, okay? So this piece, Fearless Expanded, it is an abstract piece. So it doesn't matter what type of art you create, you can add the power of a story to it. All right. So type yes in the chat if you see how the story resonated with what the collector was going through and it made them want to buy this. Okay. All right. That's a powerful, powerful example. And so, again, artists, this is how you break sales records. It ain't about the time or the size. All right. If you've been creating for any amount of time, you know that the more skilled you get, the faster you create work, right? So when you think about it, it don't really make sense to charge based on time, right? Because you will be charging less as you become more efficient. It also don't really make sense to charge based on the size, right? I know a lot of people try to get us to charge on size, but there are some pieces inside people's homes, right? Wall art that are worth more than murals on the side of buildings. So it ain't really about the size either. Again, it's about your art story. And your story has to touch your collector's emotions. All right. So we're going to give you a quick framework, man. Make sure you get your pen and pad, take some notes, so you can start to create art stories really easily. And also, I know some artists, they struggle with just the writing part. That's cool. You can use ChatGPT to help you do this as well. All right. So give it this framework, tell it about your piece, the name of it, and the feelings that you want to invoke. And ChatGPT can help you do this as well. All right. So A equals the art star. So who's the art star in your art story? All right. Every story has to have a star to the story. R equals the role. What's the art star's role in your art story? Like, what do they want to accomplish? What are they trying to do? Who are they trying to become? Okay. What's their role? And then a fluent artist, T equals twist. What's the emotional twist in your art story? All right. And so, man, if you like a good movie or a good book that's a page turner, you know that they put twist to keep you on the edge of your seat and excited about what's coming next. All right. We want to do this in our art stories as well. We can't create boring stories. It got to be exciting. It got to be something that surprises the reader and the viewer of your art about what's going to happen with the story. Okay. And so I want to show you a quick example of how this piece right here leveraged the art story framework that I just gave you to sell for an astronomical price at auction. All right. So the art star, who's the art star? That's Dr. Gachet. Okay. That's Dr. Gachet. That's who this portrait of right here. What's his role? He was Van Gogh's doctor. All right. So some of y'all might recognize this is a Van Gogh piece. All right. It's called A Portrait of Dr. Gachet. Okay. And then what's the twist of Fluent Artist? The twist is the doctor may have killed Van Gogh. And so y'all know how everybody nosy, man. People love knowing what's going on. And murder mysteries really get people talking, man. Them who done it, who did it, how they do it, did they get away with it? People were going so crazy about this story trying to figure out the truth that it sold for a record-breaking $82.5 million at Christie's, okay? $82.5 million at Christie's. And we showed you how Jen was hanging out there learning direct from Sotheby's and Christie's, all right? So listen, I want to have a little fun real quick and draw a little line in the sands. I know some of y'all are here. You want to sell art for $100, $1,000, $10,000, maybe even $100,000 or more, all right? But if you want to sell your art for millions, all right, put 82.5 million in the chat for me. You can put the money bag emoji down there. You can put the smiley with the money tongue, however you feeling. Man, let me know in the chat if you want to sell your art for millions. Because listen, if other people can do it, we can as well, because success leaves clues. And there is a blueprint to replicate this success, all right? If we put the same inputs in, we can get the same output, okay? So type 82.5 million in the chat if you want to make millions with your art, man. I want to see who really want to get some money with their art, okay? All right, I see that 82.5 million. Let go them dollar signs. There we go. All right. So our artists, I'm showing you how becoming an affluent artist and creating your art story allows your art to truly sell itself for higher prices. It's that story that gets the art to sell itself. It's not just the image, all right? You got to have a powerful art story. So y'all have some fun with me. Write down your new price and type it in the chat for me, all right? If you're going to apply your art story, write down the new prices that you're going to use now that you're adding your art story to your beautiful artwork. Type that in the chat for me. I see you with the 82.5 mil and them dollar signs. Let's get it, man. I love to see them money bag emojis in the chat. All right, write down your new price and type it in the chat for me, okay? And so, artists, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, if you do acrylic pours, if you create jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It literally works for all affluent artists at all prices. Okay. It works for all artists at all prices. It literally doesn't matter what you want to create. Okay. All right. I see we got 25,000, 2,500, more than 30, 2,500. Let's go, man. That's easy. Y'all can absolutely do that. Okay. So we just knocked out secret number one. Let's jump into secret number two. All right. Making it easy for collectors to buy. We got to keep it simple. All right. So we're going to show you how to get instant access to ready to buy collectors. Now, I got to tell y'all a quick story because this piece represents a turning point in my life. And I couldn't believe this happened. Okay. Because this piece really inspired the path that has us talking right now when you listening to the sound of my voice. Okay. And so, man, I ran into one of my old classmates from the College of Art and Design, and he invited me to his art show. And man, as an artist, I'm also a collector. I love supporting local artists. And this was my guy. This is one of my classmates. So of course I'm going to go. All right. So I get to the show, man, he has some beautiful art. He made this piece right here. And when I saw this one, I absolutely loved it, man. I love the pastel colors. I love the afro, the earrings, the profile, just the expression on her face. Everything was just really fly to me. So when I saw him, I saw the piece and I went to go find my friend, right? I was like, yo, man, I want to buy this. I pulled out my business credit card and I'm practically pressing my credit card into his chest, trying to buy this. And then you know what this man told me? He said, Sharess, I can't take your money. People usually cash at me. And I was really blown away by that because this dude turned down my money. Like he turned down my money because he only accepted Cash App. And I was like, whoa. So artists are like around here turning down sales. Like it just blew my mind that he told me no. Like I'm kind of reliving it right now, thinking about it, right? So have you ever experienced this? Put me in the chat if you ever had to turn down a sale because you couldn't process the payment. Just put me in the chat if you've ever experienced this, okay? Now, if you've ever experienced this, affluent artist, listen, rule number one is get paid, all right? Rule number one is get paid. Everybody put get paid in the chat. We got to get this money, man. Put get paid in the chat. Everybody got to get paid. You can't be turning down sales, hundreds of thousands of dollars because you can't collect the payment. That's wild, all right? So everybody put get paid in the chat, all right? We got to get this money, man. Get your coins however you got to get your coins. No more telling people no, you can't take their money, all right? Because if you can't take payments in 2026, listen, man, we gotta step your game up, okay? We gotta step your game up. If you're still using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, again, get paid. But when you want to start to be perceived as a professional, you gotta upgrade what you're doing. Because a lot of collectors, they don't want to send you 5,000, 10,000. Some of y'all put 2,500 or $25,000. They don't want to send you that on Cash App or Venmo or Zelle. Why? You don't get a receipt. I don't know if you're going to actually deliver the art, right? We don't get a certificate of authenticity. There's so many different things that you don't get that makes them apprehensive after certain price points. When you at like little local shows, man, and people can send you a little bread and they taking it with them, that's cool. But when you want to start selling some art for some real coin, man, you got to step your game up and be a professional, okay? And then social selling. Taking like posting photos on the internet and putting email or DM me for price. Put guilty in the chat. If you ever posted one of your pictures on social media and said something like email or DM me for price and got crickets, all right? Just put guilty in the chat. I know y'all done did it. I done did it. I done seen it. I see it happen all the time. And I already know the artist ain't getting no money, right? Latasha from New York, what's up, friend? I see the get paid coming through. Let's get it, okay? And then if you taking orders on paper in 2026, I ain't going to make you tell on yourself, man, but we got to do better, fam. You got to do better than that. You can't be taking orders on paper. And then lower no website sales. So I know some artists got websites. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody buying. And then some of y'all don't even have a website, right? And so, you know, If you are struggling with any of these issues, this is why we created Artwork, to solve all of these problems. Okay. So I'm really excited to show you this, man. And Tiara, she said, I just uploaded some of my original art on the app a couple of days ago, and about 30 minutes ago, got a notification that one of my pieces sold. Still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but great way to end the night. Seriously, thank you, Sherez, for perfecting the app. It definitely is a game changer for us as artists. All right. So I'm going to show you a quick Artwork demo. This is our demo account. We didn't want to have any sensitive collector data in it, but it's going to show you how easily you can upload your art, track all of your sales. You get access to all of your collectors' information so you can make follow-up sales. And we're going to show you how collectors can buy your art with one click, just like on Amazon, so they can just collect your art and track your value quickly and easily.
Hey, my name is Sherez May, and I want to give you a quick demo of the Artwork app. So the Artwork app does two very simple things. All right. If you are an artist, it allows you to sell your art, get collectors all over the world, and manage all of the most important key metrics in your business. And if you are a collector, it makes it simple for you to buy art with the click of a button and track the value of your art collection. All right. And so I'm going to show you the artist side of the dashboard first. Then I'll pause and take you to the collector side. So when you're logged in as an artist and you're on your sales dashboard, you'll see your gross revenue, how many pieces you sold, what's the average price. All right. And this sales graph will show you your sales over any amount of time. Right here, you can set a sales goal. If say you set it for $100,000, if you made some sales today, that number will be in blue at the top. And this dial will show you how much you've made. We haven't made any sales today. This is our test account. And if you hover over it, you can see how many sales you made today. And it's really simple to add a new goal as well. As you start making sales, you'll see your top sellers right here. So you see it by name, how many pieces you sold in case you have prints or multiples, and you'll see how much revenue you made from each piece. Right here under your new orders tab, you'll see your latest orders. And so you stay on top of what needs to be shipped out. Down here at the bottom, you'll see your top collectors. So you'll see them by name, how many pieces they own in their collection, and how much money they've invested with you in your art business. All right. And then once you go to your Artwork tab, this is where you'll see all of the art that you have listed on the site, ready for sale, and also in the marketplace for collectors to buy with one click. So let's say you want to add art. It's very simple. You click Add Artwork. You just have to fill out these fields right here. And once you click Save, it'll save it. I'm just going to close that. If you want to email it to a collector, you can click Share Offer, enter your collector's email, send the offer. Email is already pre-written. They can click directly to the link and buy your art. If you like to copy a link, you can copy it as normal and send it via text message or share it on social media. And also, if you want to delete your product, it's very simple and easy to delete. As collectors begin buying art from you, you'll see collectors in your dashboard. So you see all of the information right here, so you can contact with them and follow up with them and make future sales. If you click on that dashboard, you'll see a list of all of the art they purchased from you here. As your orders start coming through, you'll see your order and payment history right here. So you see if they were successful or failed transactions, all right, who bought it, the artwork, the purchase amount, and the date. And then as your money is being in transit to your bank account and deposited, you will also see your payouts here. All right. And so when you want to begin buying as a collector, all you have to do is click Switch to Collector, and it'll take you to the collection side of the marketplace. All right. And again, this is our test marketplace right here. But I'm going to pause for a moment to show you how simple it is to buy as a collector. So now I'm logged into the app as our test collector. And so you see when art is sold out, it'll be sold out in the marketplace. All right. And you can just scroll through the marketplace to check out all of the art that's available on the dashboard. All right. And so let's say if you want to buy something, it's very simple. You can click Buy Now. And if we have your card on file, you can choose which card you want to use. If you need to add a new one, you can do that. But let's say we want to select this card. We click Confirm Order. And it's that simple. All right. It's purchased. And so now if you want to go check your collection, you can click Collection. And it'll take you to your collection. You see we just purchased this one right here. All right. So you can see all of your active collection. And as you are buying from artists, you can also see the artist that you're purchasing artwork from. All right. So I'm going to go back to the marketplace real quick. And let's say if you want to add it to your cart, you can add it to your cart. So you want to get a couple in there. And you can easily check your shopping cart to go to the checkout page and buy all of the pieces at the same time. So it's a very simple tool for artists to sell their art and also for collectors to buy, track the value of their collection as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Talk to you soon.
All right. Type yes in the chat if you love artwork, man. Show me some love in the chat. If you like how simple and easy it is to use artwork to sell your art and access a global marketplace of collectors, all right? And so I want to answer a few FAQs. So first, artists, you set your own price, all right? You can set your own price. Write your art story and put that in the description. Again, if you need help, you can use ChatGPT to knock that out for you. But you want to have that art story so collectors can see that when they're viewing your piece in the marketplace or they go to the product page. Collectors can also buy multiple pieces of your art. And we also like to add the shipping fee to the art price, right? So keep the math simple. Let's say if the piece is $1,000 and the shipping is $100, we'll list it in the marketplace at $1,100. So we don't want to have to follow up and try to get the shipping. Artists, you ship directly to the collector and then sales deposit into your bank account in 24 to 48 hours. So you get paid quickly, okay? And then artwork gets a small 10% commission on the sales. Okay, I see the yeses coming through. All right, so I want to show you just all kind of different sales of all price points, man, because again, you can sell art up to $1 million and really at any price. And so here's Purpose by Jen. Man, I love these butterflies that she incorporated into her art. She uses real butterflies. Here's Bright Future by Tierra. Man, I adore these pastel colors right here. And then here's Veil of Night by Christina. Man, that sky is so fly to me, okay? And then here's Magdalena. She said, I'm very happy. I sold my first piece in artwork. Many thanks to my new collectors. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for over $1,800 like Magdalena did on artwork. She said, I love art. I see the yeses coming through. All right. So artists, I've shown you how artwork saves you time, money, and makes it easy for collectors to buy your art with one click. All right. Type yes in the chat if you're excited to use artwork to get collectors. Type yes in the chat if you're excited to use artwork to get collectors, okay? I want to see the yeses coming through, man, because I'm excited for you all to begin using it, okay? To start selling your art to collectors around the world. And again, this was why the government of Barbados flew me out there to that country to help those artists get access to a global marketplace of collectors, all right? So, all right, artists. Let's get into the third secret to selling your art online. All right, secret number 3, target high-income collectors. So we're going to show you how to leverage AI for exposure to collectors that spend millions on art. Now, listen, he said big yes. Let's go, all right? So listen, if you haven't taken a note yet, man, you absolutely want to do this here, man, because all of these secrets will change your life. But this one right here is like having a Transformers on your side. All right? You need this one right here, okay? And so Christy, she said, I'm about to cry right now. On my own way of selling, I would have gotten $200 for this piece. It would have taken me a while to even get that. So I followed the steps of this course. I made an ad. She said she spent $7, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 on ads. And she sold a piece for $700. And it only took her a few hours to sell. All right. So she was brand new to advertising online. She didn't know anything about using Facebook and Instagram ads or AI to sell her art. Man, she was usually trying to hustle up art for $200 like in the streets at fairs. And she ended up doing this, made a sale for $700 in a couple of hours, only spent $7, all right? Type cents in the chat, like dollars and cents, CENTS. If it makes sense for you to spend $7 on ads and sell a piece for $700 or more, all right? Again, put in whatever your price point is for your art. Think about yourself, man. But this was transformation for her. And she ended up making over $2,350 in her first 3 weeks. And she was brand new to this, okay? So artists, I love friends and family sales, right? So like Tierra sold this, the Galactic Jellies piece for $2,000. Mr. Emmanuel, he sold this piece for $500. He said to his sister at his local church. But sometimes though, we want to go global. I put global in the chat. All right. Put global in the chat if you want to access collectors outside of your local area in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. I put global in the chat. And this is the power that AI and advertising with Facebook and Instagram gives us. Okay. Now, after our first wave of affluent artist success, I knew I wanted to help more artists get high income collectors online by leveraging the power of AI and online ads. Now, because of my experience buying ads on social media, I knew there was only one place I needed to go to get ready to buy collectors, and that's Instagram. All right, Instagram. Everybody on the gram. All right. So, artists, again, I already told you, always remember success leaves clues. Okay. And so, this Forbes article, they said with Sotheby's $363.2 million sale, the art market passed the first major test of the pandemic. All right. So we knew art was still selling, and they making millions of dollars selling art. Okay. This Business Insider article said for now, the art world has gone digital. And for some, that's a good thing. The some is us, the some is you, the some is me, the affluent artist. Okay. It says Artsy, an online art marketplace, said they saw a 92% increase in e-commerce sales in April, and interest from galleries have increased by 60%. All right. So that's Business Insider talking about arts. I see you with the global. All right. And so check this out, y'all. When you log into the Facebook and Instagram ads manager, you can choose the location that you want to start advertising. All right. So the top red box, it says the United States, all of the United States. So I live in the US. We're in Atlanta, Georgia. Most of you all should probably be in the US. Sometimes we have artists from different parts of the world if we advertise in there. So wherever you are in the world, start with your country, okay? It's going to be easier to ship, and the logistics, everything easy. But literally, if any country has Facebook and Instagram, you can advertise to that country, okay? Now, in the bottom left red box, you see that says Sotheby's. So we just saw that Sotheby's had that $363.2 million sale. And we also know that Sotheby's is one of the biggest art businesses in the world, right? Sotheby's and Christie's. And so if it makes sense to you to start advertising to them collectors that's spending millions of dollars of art at Sotheby's, put me in the chat if that makes sense to you. Just put me in the chat if that makes sense to you, okay? And so that makes sense to you like it makes sense to me. We can target the Sotheby's brand. It's going to take us to the detailed targeting section. And everybody type the word financial in the chat. All right, type the word financial in the chat. We can add what I call this financial layer. And so we can target Sotheby's, but to go a step further, we can target the biggest household income earners that's already spending millions of dollars at Sotheby's. All right. And so you see, when you put that financial layer on, it says household income top 5%, household income top 10%. Household income top 10 to 50%. Okay, when we put that financial layer in here. And so again, what we're able to do here, you can target brands that we know collectors are spending millions on, even billions of dollars when you start talking about Sotheby's and Christie's. And we can target the collectors that make the most money. All right. Now, if you've never seen this before, this is blowing your mind. Put wow in the chat. Put the mind blown emoji. Well, just let me know how you feeling in the chat, just having access to this information, okay? Because I know one of the biggest issues artists have is getting exposure to collectors that got the money to pay you what you're actually worth, all right? And so we solved that problem by leveraging AI and advertising on Facebook and Instagram, all right? So I'm going to show y'all a couple more examples to really bring this home, the power of this, okay? And so again, Art Basel. Man, Art Basel, they do that. Art Basel Miami, they do it in December, right? It was just a few months ago. And so we know people are spending literally, tens of thousands of dollars in some instances, if not more, especially millions with the art that they're buying. But you start talking about you got to travel to Miami. You got to get a hotel stay. You might have to rent a car, or you doing Uber down there. And then you got to eat, and you buying art, right? You got to get a ticket to the convention center. I've been to Art Basel, right? It is an incredible experience. And so we know these collectors are coming here to spend this money. I see them wows coming through in the chat. And so when we go to the detailed targeting, if we want to collect, if we want to target the collectors that are spending millions of dollars at Art Basel, all we got to do, target the Art Basel brand, put that financial layer on top, and now we can target the top 5% of income earners, the top 10% of income earners, and the top 10 to 50% of income earners that are already spending millions of dollars on Art Basel. I see some wows coming through in the chat. I see some me's. All right, let's get it, y'all. Let me show y'all one more example. Okay, so Artsy, we saw in the Business Insider article that Artsy had a 92% increase in online sales. Okay, type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to target these collectors that's going to Artsy to buy online, right? They going online to buy art. So it makes sense for me to target the collectors that's already going there to spend money, right? 92% increase in online sales. We go target Artsy. We put that word financial in, top 5% of income earners. We could target the top 10% of income earners. We could target the top 10 to 50% of income earners. And they do it by the zip codes. All right. So you're targeting the wealthiest zip codes in whatever country, state, or city that you want to target, man. This is an absolute beast of a game changer when you apply this, okay? Because when you apply this, artist, now we have what I call the keys to success, okay? Because when you want to sell anything, you want to make sure that your collectors have these two things. And if they only have one of these things, it's going to be difficult for you to get the sale. But when they got both of these things, you in the money, all right? So the first thing is these collectors have to have the willingness to buy art. And so having the willingness to buy art simply means you like art. And so if I target brands like Sotheby's, if I target a brand like Art Basel, if I target a brand like Artsy, I know that you like art. You're a fan of art, right? But then when we add that financial layer on there, now we know these collectors have the ability to buy art, right? When I put the financial layer and I target the top 5% of income earners in a specific country, state, city, man, this type of access to wealth changes everything, okay? And so let me show you some other affluent artists that are using this to sell art worldwide. So Nisha, she's Indian. She sold a piece in Indian rupees. She said, Sherez, your system rocks. I got another celeb lead as a result of my ads, and we spoke on the phone, and the person is willing to buy, all right? When you get the advertising online using this system, man, because all the celebrities, all the rich people, they are on Instagram and Facebook, okay? Everybody on the gram. And so these people will get to start seeing your art, especially when you put that financial layer on. Miss Valerie, she's a senior and a grandmother. Man, she was brand new to this stuff. She made over $3,000 from her ads. She said it was more money from Facebook ads plus 3 new collectors. Man, rocking and rolling advertising online. Here's Christy. She spent $45, ran her ad for a day and a half, and she made $1,400. That's a massive return on your ad spend investment, okay? She said, I received over 800 likes, 200 comments, 100 shares, and about 300 messages. I got 14 sales and about 10 possibles. So in a day and a half, $45, 14 hours work, I pulled $1,400. She said, I hope everyone in this group realizes we struck gold. I'm grateful for this program, all right? Man, type yes in the chat if you like to get over 300 messages from collectors asking you to buy your art, right? Not you chasing them coming to you and having an inbound flow of collector leads coming to buy your art. Just type yes in the chat if you think that would change your life, okay? Here's my man, Joe Woods, all right? Affluent artist Joe, he said this happened last night, sold, all right? So he sold a $2,000 piece from his ads while he was asleep, all right? So listen, man, put that sleep money in the chat for me. If you want to have your ads running 24/7 and you wake up to thousands of dollars, put sleep money in the chat. You can put the bed emoji. You can put the sleepy smiley face emoji. Just let me know in the chat. Again, when you start advertising, you can have your art showing to potential collectors 24/7 around the clock, and people can buy automatically, man. And you can literally wake up to new money when you start advertising, man. That's the power of advertising online. And so, artists, I've shown you how you can use Instagram ads and AI to target the same high-income collectors the biggest art brands in the world use to sell art, all right? So type yes in the chat if you're ready to get exposure to high-income collectors online. I type yes in the chat if you're ready to get this type of exposure that's going to transform your life, all right? So far, we've discovered, let me take a quick sip. Man, we discovered how to create your art story to raise your price. All right. Type yes in the chat if you learn how to do that today. We discover how to track your art sales and artwork. You discover how you can easily share your art via text, email, or social media. How to access a worldwide collector marketplace. We showed you how to get collectors to buy your art with one click like Amazon. I see the yeses. Let's go, Lena. I see the yeses with all the S's. All right. We showed you how collectors can track what they own from your collection. We showed you how you can use Instagram to target collectors worldwide. We showed you how to use financial layering to target high-income collectors, okay? And so I want you to imagine, I see you with that sleep money, Shavonna, all right? I want you to imagine your future best self, all right? Picture yourself selling art to collectors all over the world because you got the power to advertise and use AI and Instagram, okay? Picture yourself charging what you're worth and raising your prices because you're using your art story and collectors are getting emotionally involved with the art and the story that you're telling, okay? And just imagine that you're living your dream life as a full-time affluent artist, all right? Now tell me, man, what are you doing with all that extra money and free time? What are you doing with that extra cash and the free time? I know some of y'all want to travel. Some want to spend it with your family. Some want to build studios for yourself so you can have more room. And some of y'all want to do it for other artists in your community so they got access and opportunity as well. Man, I've heard so many different things from different artists, man, about your dreams and what you want to do, all right? So, man, have some fun with me. Let me know in the chat what you're going to do with the extra money and free time, okay? Because knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident pricing your art? Just type yes in the chat if you feel more confident pricing your art. Man, are you happy you attended this class today? Right? That question for me right there. Just put a yes in the chat if you happy you attended this class, or you can say I am, man. We put a lot of energy into this. I'm doing this live and in full effect. All right. We trying to give y'all the wisdom and the tools you need to really transform your art career, man. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are really talented artists. I say most because some people are just getting started, just getting in the groove, right? I'm sure you got the talent, but you need the exposure. You need to know how to get the marketing. You need to know how to sell. You need to know how to tell stories. You need to know how to target collectors with money. All right. And so hopefully we delivered on that today. Do you realize the advantage you have as an artist using these techniques, right? Everybody ain't here. They not getting this game. Everybody not doing this. Y'all know that, right? Most artists, they sell every now and then, and it's mostly word of mouth, right? Can you see yourself using this to sell more art? I see the I ams coming through. I appreciate y'all, family. All right. Can you see yourself using this to sell more art? Just type yes in the chat. All right. And then can you see yourself getting new collectors with this? All right. Just type yes in the chat if you can see yourself getting new collectors with this. Okay. And so, artists, now you got two choices. Choice number one, you can do what you always do. All right. Now, the potential problem with that, if you do this, you'll continue to get the same results. Okay. Choice number two, though, you can sell and get handheld mentorship and sell $10,000 a month worth of art. All right. You got two choices. Keep doing what you've been doing, or you can roll with us and we're going to help you sell over $10,000 a month worth of art. Okay. And so just type yes in the chat if it's okay if I spend a few minutes going over a very special offer to help you accomplish your dreams. Just type yes in the chat if it's okay if I spend a few minutes just showing you how we can help you accomplish your dreams. All right. And so I want to introduce you to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. It is a fun and easy 5-step system for visual artists to raise your prices, get new collectors, and sell $10,000 a month worth of art online. Okay. And so I want to break down exactly what's in the Affluent Artist Masterclass. All right. So part one is the program, the masterclass. So step number one is mindset. This is where we help you with what we call a millionaire mindset, so you can get rid of any starving artists or broke habits. Okay. Step number two is price. This is where we show you how to use that luxury pricing method so you can raise your price and charge what you're worth. Okay. Step number three is sold. This is where we show you how to start selling art quickly, even if you're just getting started. Step number four is collectors. We're going to show you how to create a collector community so they continue to buy from you for a lifetime and you build long-term relationships with your collectors. And then step number five is marketing. This is what we're going to show you how to use those Facebook and Instagram ads and use that financial layering to start to get collectors coming into your world 24/7. Okay. And so I want to show y'all a quick testimonial of my guy, Christian Lamar, man. He's an affluent artist, and just listen to him share his story about his art career was transformed after he became a member.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's Christian Lamar here, and I'm a portrait artist from VA. Now, I just want to tell y'all why I joined the Affluent Artist Masterclass. I went to a great art school and learned from some phenomenal artists, but they never taught me how to sell my work. So after I graduated, I struggled, like, to the point of almost wanting to give up on my dream of being a professional artist. Well, this course changed all of that. It showed me how to turn my art into a business, and most importantly, how to sell online. So now I can sell to anyone, anywhere. And the results are super quick. I made my first sale within 30 hours of starting the program and made just under 1,500 within the first 5 days. And now that I'm in week 4, I've made just over 4,000. And it's super easy to follow. Like, if you're like me and you're ready to fulfill your dreams of being a professional artist, give the program a shot. And you also get to join a community of artists that share their experiences every day of what works. So join me and the family in becoming an affluent artist today. All right. Peace.
Shout out to my guy, Christian, man. He came in and got rocking and rolling. All right. So artists, again, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, you do acrylic pouring, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all price points, regardless of what you're selling. Now, you can absolutely use this to sell your art. And so, man, Miss Joy right here, again, we got artists all over the world. Miss Joy is an affluent artist, and she got this $4,000 mural sale in Canada right here. Again, we always tell the truth about making money too. So that's why we have the artists. If they get a cash sale and we not tracking it on artwork, we make them put that cash on the table and take a picture of it, right? We don't tell no lies about getting no money, man. So I love to see when they got that Canadian cash on the table and them dollar bills, okay? And so again, this works even if your art isn't ready. So Jasmine, I told you earlier about that Chadwick Boseman piece that she was still working on, but she posted the art story and an image of the piece, and she pre-sold a print before it was done, all right? Type yes in the chat if you want to start selling your art before it's finished. That's a game changer. Imagine getting the cash that you need for supplies, the money that you're keeping for your profit, everything that you need in advance before the piece is even done. All right, this is the power of using the wisdom that we share with you today, okay? So when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. That's a $5K value, all right? Part number 2, you're going to get access to an Artwork Gold account, okay? And so I want you to imagine collectors buying from anywhere. This is Jen. She said, I'm so happy and grateful to have sold this piece. I'm going to supersize my fries tonight. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for over $2,700 like Jen did Emergence in Power on artwork. All right, type yes in the chat. This right here, Miss Yvonne sold Spidey Senses for $500 to this little collector and his parents. Man, type yes in the chat. If you want to sell a piece like Miss Yvonne, I love to see when the parents get their kids into art collecting young, man. It's a powerful, powerful experience, okay? And so artists, when you get access to artwork, you'll be able to accept payments up to $1 million. You can easily sell your art anywhere, in person or online. You can track all of your art, your sales, and your collectors information in one place. Collectors can also buy your art with one click, just like we buy on Amazon. Collectors can track their net worth in your art so they can see your value increase as an artist, okay? You also save money because you can get rid of your website if you don't want it, if you don't need it, if it's not selling, you can keep it too. But if you want to save the money on it, you absolutely can. If you're paying for marketplaces like Etsy, you can get rid of those fees. If you're paying for fairs and shows, or like if you have transportation and labor costs, again, if you still want to do shows, knock yourself out. You absolutely can. But some artists, man, they don't want to do it, right? You got to rent trucks and vans and tote your art there to the show. Don't sell nothing. Got to bring it back. Like, it's just a struggle, man, especially if you're not selling, okay? And then email marketing, CRM software. You can get rid of those. We got you covered there as well. And then the biggest time and money saver is just that losing time trying to figure this stuff out on your own, all right? I see the yeses coming through. So you'll be able to get your time back because you got a program and a community that's going to help you accomplish what you want, okay? And so again, I'm an artist as well. And so when I first started, like I didn't know how to manage my art sales in one place or how to track how much my collectors spent. I also didn't have a global marketplace where collectors could buy with one click. So I had to create artwork for myself. And so this is going to save you time and money, right? Because 6 years ago, I spent over $60,000 in 3 years just figuring out how to create an app to solve this problem, right? It was a lot of cash. It took a long time and 3 dev teams to get this to work, okay? And so I don't want you recreating the wheel. So I'm going to give you an artwork account with this package so you can skip the cost, the trial, and the error, all right? And so again, Tiara, she got to sell quickly. She said she put her piece up, and a couple of days later, she got a notification that the piece has sold. She said, "Thank you for perfecting the app. It's a game changer for us as artists," okay? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass and that Artwork Gold account, and that's a $6,200 value, okay? And then part number 3 is the Affluent Artist community, man. And this is one of my favorite parts of the community, so because we are actually a real community. So we start online, but we meet up in person. We do the events, go to shows. It's like this picture right here. This was in Atlanta where a bunch of artists flew out. We had a weekend mastermind in Atlanta. So we actually hang out, help each other sell art, and have fun making money selling art together, okay? And so we got a global network of artists and collectors that love serving and that want to see you succeed. And so when you join today, you get access to our private Affluent Artist School community. And so this is going to give you the knowledge, community, the encouragement, and the motivation you need to succeed in your art career. And so you can access the program and the community anytime from anywhere in the world. And we give you unlimited support. So you get 24/7 access to the community. And we do a live weekly call called Sales Sessions to make sure you get all of your questions answered. So we do that once a week. So you can post in a group 24/7 and get some help from our team or from the other artists. And also, if you need some in-person help, man, you can come to the live sales sessions to talk to our art success coaches, and they're going to help you get your art sold, okay? And so another thing that I love about our community, man, is we got young artists as well as seniors. And so Sanyu, she started when she was only 9 years old. Her mom, Miss Jovan, enrolled her into the program. And you see she getting that cash and she making sales too. And the picture on the bottom right, that's when I got to meet Sanyu in person when she got this $2,500 check right there. And then again, Miss Phyllis, she was 73 when she joined, and she made a sale in her first week, all right? So again, no matter how young you think you are, no matter how old you think you are, you can absolutely do this, man. And the community is here to support you to make sure that you get your art sold, all right? And so I want you to imagine just having access to a community artist that want to help you, right? I mean, a lot of artists, man, we kind of be alone in our own silos, working on our own, trying to figure this stuff out. But we got a community. And so like Sean here, he said, lesson learned, follow up every time. You never know why somebody ghosts you. I know a lot of artists get ghosted, right? When you lay down that price, them collectors, they be out of there. You can see the smoke in the DM, right? So he said, I thought maybe my price was too high for her and she was gone for good. Don't make up your own story as to why they didn't call back. Just follow up and be polite, right? That's sound wisdom right there, man. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to Artwork Gold account, and you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community, and that's a $7,400 value, okay? And then we also got some powerful fast action bonuses when you join today, all right? So bonus number 1, you're going to get that luxury pricing method, okay? And so if you're tired of putting time and skill into your art only for buyers to continue lowballing you or not respecting the true value of your art, man, this is going to transform your art career right here and how you price your art, this luxury pricing method bonus. So Christy, she said, holy smokes. And you know it's serious when folks get to talking about some holy smokes, all right? She said, I reached out to an old friend and supporter of my art and landed a $1,000 mural job. The system works. She said, I was thinking of asking for 8, was hoping for 6, but I boldly asked $1,000 and she didn't hesitate, all right? And she's a single mom too, man. She watched this class that you're on right now, and she made $1,350 in the first 5 days. So she's a part of that sold in 7 days club too, all right? And then shout out to Jen. She uses luxury pricing method to sell this piece for $5,840 right here. She just put the crying emoji right there, all right? 4 of them. And then Brisha Jones, I showed you her story earlier of how she actually set her sales record And she was speechless because this was the biggest piece that she had ever sold at the time. And it was for her highest price at the time. All right. Selling Fearless Expanded. And it's all about using that luxury pricing method. And so I want you to imagine your confidence just skyrocketing because your art story has collectors emotionally invested into buying your art at any price. All right. And so this becomes your new reality when you become an affluent artist. And so when you join the Day Artist, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get this powerful bonus luxury pricing method. And that's an $8,400 value. Okay. Bonus number 2, we're going to give you what we call our automated collector system. All right. And so this is a $1,200 value. We use a tool called High Level to automate getting new interested collectors on your email list and selling your art to them. And it's a really simple process. Okay. So we run our AI ads on Facebook and Instagram the same way I showed you in secret number 3. We send them to our automated collector system. So we getting new collector leads 24/7 because the ads are working for us around the clock. And then we get new sales. It's really as simple as that. Okay. And so many artists suffer from feast or famine income where you sell art some months and some years, right? And then some months you don't sell at all. I've talked to some artists, man, they hadn't made sales in months or years. Like it just blows my mind because you don't have a system, right? I get it. So I spent years investing time and money testing which art ads and sales pages work best to turn clicks to collectors so you can have collectors coming to you 24/7. And so when we get an endless flow of new interested collector leads joining your email list and buying your art 24/7, this gives you predictable cash to grow your art brand and your collector community while sales come in at the same time. And so if you already have a website that's not selling how you like it, if you want to keep it because you done did a lot of work, I get it. Or you can get rid of it and save that money because this automated collector system will do the job for you. Okay. And so you can use ours to get new collectors coming to buy your art every day like clockwork. We give you the templates. It's already built. All you got to do is swap out your words and your pictures of your art. Okay. And so this is the system and the tools that Christy used to spend $45 on ads, and she made over $1,400 in a little over a day, man. It's powerful, powerful, powerful when you get access to this automated collector system. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, the luxury pricing method, and an automated collector system. All right. That's a $9,600 value. Bonus number 3, man, we're going to show you how to get these high income collectors. All right. And this is for artists that pay in full. I'm going to personally walk you through setting up your ads, targeting high income collectors on Instagram so you can just get access to collectors so they can start buying your art 24/7. You get new interested collectors leads that's coming to you using that financial layer to make sure that we targeting collectors that got money. Okay. And so many artists, they struggle to get exposure to collectors that can afford their art at the price you think it's worth. And so I spent over $250,000 on Instagram ads on my own money, figuring out the best way to target buyers that have the cash to buy your art at the prices you want to charge. Okay. And so you're going to get instant access to what's working now with Instagram ads and AI. Again, when you pay in full, we're going to personally walk you through setting this up, man, so you can do it right the first time. Okay. And so again, I showed you how we could target Sotheby's, which is one of the biggest art brands in the world, Sotheby's and Christie's. And we can use that financial layer to target the top 5% of income earners, top 10% of income earners, and the top 10 to 50% of income earners that's spending millions and even billions of dollars on Sotheby's, okay, on art at Sotheby's. And so you're going to get exposure to collectors with disposable cash. You'll be able to leverage AI to target the best collectors for your style. And you can predictably get new collectors 24/7 with ads and start waking up to sales like my man Joe did when he got that sleep money, that $2,000 sale, okay? And so another bonus, man, or benefit rather, when you start targeting collectors that got money, man, you can really start to test out newer, higher prices, right? You want to continuously be raising your prices because that raises the perception of your value as an artist. And so Jen said another deposit for a commission of $4,369 commission. She said she threw out a random number and they said, can they pay it in 3? And she was surprised, okay? And so Jasmine, she set a goal to make $5,000 for the month. We implemented this system She made $5,527 for the first week. All right, man, this is a game changer when you start selling art with an actual system instead of winging it and waiting on word of mouth. Okay. And then Isha, I know many of y'all want to sell art for $10,000 or more. Man, Isha, she posted this in the community sold. She got this 5-panel commission for $10K. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell art for $10,000 or more. Just type yes in the chat, man. This is what you'll be able to do when you start targeting collectors that actually got money to afford to buy your art at higher prices. All right, type yes in the chat if you want to get your first or next sale for $10,000 or more. All right, you got to target the right people. Okay. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get 3 powerful bonuses. Okay. Bonus number 1, that luxury pricing method. Bonus number 2, that automated collector system. And for artists that pay in full, we're going to walk you through how to target high income collectors and set your ads up properly the first time. Okay. And that's a total value of over $10,600. All right. And so artists, if all this did was help you raise your prices so you can break sales records, would that be worth $10,000? Yes, to me, absolutely. If I can continuously raise my prices, break my sales records like Brescia, with all of them, but Brescia, Isha, all of them, it's absolutely worth it. Okay. If all it did was help you manage your sales and access Artworks one-click collectors who got their credit cards on file and they can buy your art with the click of a button, would that be worth $10K? Right? It absolutely is worth that to me. And if all this did was help you target high income collectors so you sell more art, would that be worth over $10,000? I absolutely think so, man. Just that the transformation and the sales that these artists are getting, 100%. Okay. And so I had 2 choices with putting this together. Choice number 1, I could let you do this on your own with the wisdom that you learned today. All right. But also choice number 2, we could have our team dedicate more time, energy, and resources so we have a responsible role in your success. And so you got to ask yourself, like, what are your dreams worth to you? If you had an automated collector system bringing collectors to you 24/7, what would that be worth to you? All right. Let me know in the chat. Like, what would that be worth to you? How much would you pay to have one successful system that did this for you? Like, what's the value of that? Right. So you can see why artists have paid me $10,000 for similar results. Because when you do business with us, it's not a cost. It is an investment that gets a return. Okay. And so when you go to affluentartist.com to join right now, you won't have to invest anywhere near the $10,600 value for this. Okay. And then normally the price is $5K to become a member of the Affluent Artist. All right. But you won't have to invest anywhere near that today. All right. We got a special 94% off offer for $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com and pay in full today. Okay. If you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Okay. And then also, if you need a payment plan, we got a $200 a month plan for 6 months. All right. So you can get started for a fraction of the cost today if you need the payment plan. All right. So again, remember, for artists that pay in full, we're going to personally walk you through how to set up your art ads to target high income collectors. We also got a payment plan option for you as well, so it's more affordable for you to get started. Okay. And so you can join by going to affluentartist.com right now. Now, one of the things we did, man, we had a mastermind called $1 Million Artist Mastermind. It was the one of the first artwork masterminds, and Jasmine, Demetrius, several other artists came. And Jasmine, she said, y'all, I'm at a loss for words here. The artwork mastermind was beyond anything I imagined. Demetrius said one word: epic. Okay. And so if you wanted to like meet with me in person for me to hold your hand and help you set this up, right? The mastermind is a $25K investment. Okay. But you don't have to invest anywhere near that today just by going to affluentartist.com and joining for a fraction with the $9.99 offer or our payment plan. Okay. And then that automated collector system, man, with the tools that you get to save money on, it's over a $1,600 a month value, okay, that you get free to start when you go to affluentartist.com, okay? So sign up right now. Let me know when you join in the chat. We're excited to have y'all inside the community. And so artists, again, you got 2 choices. Choice number 1, you can do this on your own. Now, if you do this on your own, you run the risk of getting the same results that you've been getting, okay? But choice number 2, you can get handheld mentorship and a step-by-step system So we can help you sell $10,000 or more per month worth of art when you go to affluentartist.com to sign up. All right. And we're so confident in our ability to help artists just like you sell your art. We back it with a 110% money back guarantee. Okay. We run the risk of losing money because we believe in our system that much. All right. And so you sign up now. If Affluent Artist does not help you sell more art and get more collectors, you'll have two options. Option number one, you'll follow the steps. You can decide it's not for you and win 110% of your money back. No hard feelings, okay? We'll pay you extra just for trying it out. Option number two, you will grow in your Affluent Artist journey. You say, Sherez, man, I really want to get to $10,000 or more per month, man. I want collectors coming to me. I want to build my list. I want to build relationships with collectors, have my own collector community, and really just do this full time. We'll continue to work with you until you get to your 10K a month, okay? And so why do we do this? We do it for a very selfish reason. That's because I know it's a win-win, all right? This type of guarantee makes it a no-brainer for you to join, and I know we can help you succeed. And so when you sign up, I know for a fact one of these two things will happen. One, you will sell $10,000 a month worth of art to get new collectors. Two, you'll win $1,100 a month just for trying it out. All right. One of the two things going to happen. You'll get the 10K a month with our system, or you'll try it for some odd reason it don't work for you. You can win $1,100 back from us. Okay. And if you do the payment plan, obviously it'll just be 10% on the payment plan. Okay. Now there are a few qualifications to get the guarantee. All right. You got to actually do something. All right. So first you got to earn the 100% completion by watching the Affluent Artist Masterclass. All right. The next thing is just take action on the masterclass. We want you to actually work the steps. All right. We got action items at the end of each video, so you know exactly what to do step by step. Okay. And then if you need help, attend the live sales sessions every week so we can answer your questions. Right. We don't want you sitting at home and getting stuck and, not answering questions. That's why we give you personalized help every single week. Okay. And then most importantly, start selling your art. Use the system to sell your art. Start making some money. Transform your life for yourself and for your family. All right. And then share your results on social media. And so again, Affluent Artist, your profit is guaranteed. All right. Option number one, you follow the steps. You decide it's not working for you, and you can win your money back. Okay. Option number two, you're like, nah, Sherez, man, I want to continue to grow as an Affluent Artist. I want to do this full time. I really want to start selling $10,000 or more per month worth of art. Man, join us at affluentartist.com. We're excited to see you on the inside and help you accomplish your dreams. Okay. And so, artists, the real question that you got to ask is it working? Is it worth taking a few minutes to check this out? All right. Even if this does half of what I say today, it will pay for itself as soon as you sell one painting for $1,000. All right. So, artists, you just one collector away from really transforming your life. Man, you get that your first or next sale for $1,000 or more. Man, you start to get collectors coming to you 24/7 because they see your ads and they love your art, and you building relationships with them, man. And every time you talk to them, they buy more art. You got their credit card on file. You're really just one collector away from transforming your life when you enroll at affluentartist.com. Okay. And so again, artists, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get the Artwork Gold account. You get access to the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses. All right. The luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And for artists that pay in full, we're going to personally hold your hand and show you how to set up your art ads step by step so you can target those high income collectors to make sure that you're getting exposure to collectors that have money. Okay. Now, I want y'all to see this intentionally blank screen right here that we have up. Okay. Because this is an editing marker. All right. This is an editing marker. Now, what I'm about to say to you will be deleted from the replay. And so you're going to see this because you are here live. All right. Now, what I'm going to tell you is only for you because you were here live, you showed up, you've been participating. So when you join today, by the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you free lifetime access to artwork only if you join by the end of the webinar. All right. It's a $99 a month value. We're going to give you free lifetime access just for showing up and joining before this webinar is over. Okay. If you got some questions, let me know in the chat. But this is for the artists that are on live, man. This is an award, a reward for you showing up and participating. So we want to give you free lifetime access, and you only getting access to this if you see this live. Okay. All right. So artists, get started now. Go to affluentartist.com Get started now. We're excited to see you on the inside. All right. I'm going to recap the offer. If you got questions, we're going to do a few FAQs as well. But when you join now, becoming a Affluent Artist at affluentartist.com, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community. And you're going to get some powerful bonuses. All right. Bonus number 1, you get that luxury pricing method. Bonus number 2, you're going to get the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, we're going to personally walk you through how to get high income collectors and how to set up your art ads so you do it right the first time and target collectors that have money. All right. That's a total value of $10,600. But we got a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you join now, becoming an Affluent Artist at affluentartist.com. All right. If you need help ordering, feel free to text JOIN to 470-777-7549, and our team will respond and help you get enrolled over the phone, okay? Now, at this point, I see some of you have signed up, man. I'm excited about it. We still got a lot of artists here in attendance. And so I could tell that you're getting ready to sign up, but you may have a question that you need answered first before making that decision. So let's address those questions in the time that we have left. All right, if you got a question, type your question in the chat. Let me know how I can serve you and answer any question that you need to make sure that you're making a good choice, okay? And so one of the big questions we get asked is, what if I already have a website? Listen, that's great. If you aren't making sales on your website, you can send all of your collectors to Artwork and use our automated collector system so you can eliminate hosting costs and those monthly fees, okay? Do collectors need an Artwork account? So they don't, right? Collectors can buy as a guest, but we encourage them to get an Artwork account so they can track their art collection in one place and see your value increase as you increase your value as an artist, okay? Some artists want to know, how do I afford the investment? Listen, that's a great question. One of the things that Jasmine did and other artists have done is they use what they learned on this class to start pre-selling their art to get the money they need to get started, okay? So for example, remember I showed you how Jasmine, she was working on this Chad with Bozeman piece, and she just posted the art story, and she sold some pre-order prints before the original was done, okay? And so you literally can use this class, you can rewatch the replay, and you can actually start selling art in advance, use that cash to get a down payment to join the program, okay? How do I make the time? So listen, Brescia Jones, she's a single mom, but she actually used what I'm about to tell you to make the time to sell this this commission for $2,572. All right. So making the time, man, what we do is establish what we call a success block. Okay. And so we like to wake up an hour or two or whatever you can do, man. Do your best if you can do an hour earlier than you normally do in the morning. All right. This might require you to get in bed at a decent time. Okay. But when you wake up earlier and you dedicate your first hour or two to your vision, to your goals, to what you want to create, man, you're going to give the best, most refreshed version of yourself to your dreams. And that's going to help you get to where you want to go faster. Okay. So that's how we make the time. If you wait until the evening after you done work, you done took care of everybody else, it's much harder to start to really get a groove and get done what you need to get done. And so that's why we do it first thing in the morning. So that's how we make the time to accomplish our goals and our dreams to prepare us to sell our art, okay? Some artists want to know, can I do this from anywhere in the world? You absolutely can do this, man, from anywhere, as long as you got Wi-Fi and an internet connection. And so Miss Joy here, she's in Canada. She sold this $4,000 mural. You see that Canadian cash on the table right there. So she's already in Canada. I think she's in Alberta or Edmonton. I forget. Well, we got artists in Barbados. We got artists in Mexico. We got artists in Nigeria. Sri Lanka. Like, it's artists in the community from all over the place, and I'm missing some places. All right. So you can enroll now and join us when you go to affluentartist.com. Some artists want to know, what if I'm just getting started? Listen, man, I actually think that's one of the best places to be, because you don't have any bad habits to unlearn, right? If you've been in the game a while and you've been doing things the wrong way, man, sometimes it'd be hard to teach somebody to start fresh with a new mindset and approach it in a different way. And so if you just getting started, man, you got a blank slate. And so we can just give you the game and you can do it correctly the first time, right? And so to illustrate this, Tierra, she's a mother who joined the Affluent Artist Program, Start Selling Art, and she actually inspired her children to want to be artists. And so her sons, they were 2, 5, and 7 years old at the time, inspired by their mother. They wanted to start selling art as well. And so she actually walked them through our program, helped them set some financial goals. And they had a goal to make $250, but with the support of their family and friends, they made over $500, man. And these are children, 2 years old, 5, and 7. And so if they can do it just getting started, you absolutely can do it when you join at affluentartist.com, okay? Some artists want to know, is the process too hard or technical? So listen, it is absolutely not, man. It's simple and easy, and we hold your hand to make sure you do everything correctly. So Miss Valerie, she's a grandmother. When she joined, she was 68 years old. She sold over $10,000 in her first 4 months. She said she was purposely taking her time to master each step, learning how to work all of these new to me apps and building out her team, man. So she just absolutely rocking and roll. This is a grandmother. She said everything is falling into place. The program works, so gain 3 new collectors. So if she can do it, if kids 2, 5, and 7 can do it, if grandmothers at 68 can do it, you can absolutely do this when you go to affluentartist.com to enroll, all right? And so artists also, man, you got to get resources or you got to be resourceful, okay? You got to do one or the other. So Miss Stacy, before she joined, she was having some financial issues as well, but she was resourceful and she found the cash to enroll. And so she said, yes, it works. I made my call to a friend that said she wanted these paintings when they're done. I called her and told her that they're done. She could buy 1 for $250 or 3 for $6, and she took all 3. All right. And then she parlayed that success to start doing shows. She had an exhibit at the Phoenix Hotel. That's where she lives, in Phoenix. All right. And so she got the resources and she went from selling art to her local community to doing shows at hotels, man, just after she became an affluent artist. All right. Some artists want to know, is there too much competition? So listen, absolutely not. If you know any collectors or if you collect, man, I'm a collector. Like as I look around, there's art from so many different artists just right here. So it ain't about competition. It's about collectors loving what you create, okay? And so the same collector will buy from Tasha, from Diana, and from you, right? And so you can enroll now. We're going to give you the game when you go to affluentartist.com. What is the artwork commission? It is only 10%, all right? And more important than that, we have one of the lowest commissions in the industry, but we give you all of your collectors' data, right? You keep all of your collectors' information because I want you to actually build a relationship direct with the collector and continue to sell art for a lifetime. One of the things that really tripped me out as I was preparing to do this and I was doing my research, man, I was talking to one of my art teachers from the College of Art and Design when I was up in Chicago, and she was telling me this story about doing business with this gallery, and the gallery had sold her work, but they didn't want to tell her who the collector was. And like I didn't like really understand why at first, right? And so she was like, man, she only knew who the collector was because she saw a magazine article where the collector was being profiled, and there was like in the corner of the photograph that they took of in his living room with all of his art, like she saw her art. And that's the only reason she knew that collector bought it. And I was like, that is crazy. But then when I got to thinking about it, it's because they don't want you to build a direct relationship with the collector and cut them out of their feet, right? I'm like, man, it's a dirty, dirty game how they do business, all right? But we give you 100% access to your collector's information because we want you to go direct with them and build a relationship with them, okay? Many artists ask, what budget do I need for ads? So you only need to get started with $5 a day. All right. It is a very small investment to get going. You saw Christy sold a piece. She had spent like $7 and some change. So her sale happened quickly. You only have to have $5 a day to get started. Now, when you want to level up and start getting more collectors coming to you faster and increase your volume, then you spend more, right? So maybe you go from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, right? You can start with 5 a day, all right? So it's very simple and easy to get rolling. And so artists, listen, being a full-time artist, I'm sure you know it beat working a 9 to 5, all right? When you start selling commissions for $2K, like Isha got that $10,000 commission, this $2,000 one from Mia, man, a lot of artists, you aren't making that in a month, depending on your job. Definitely not a week or two, right? So, man, being a full-time artist, selling your art, using your God-given talents, man, it will absolutely transform your life when you become an affluent artist by going to affluentartist.com. All right. And it's that community support that really creates the success habits and inspire you. Okay. And when you surrounded by other artists that are selling art and they actively working, you're going to get inspired, man. So if you feeling, like procrastinating some days, man, you see somebody else getting after it, it put a little fire up under your butt and make you get going. Okay. And then also it's like a friendly competition. It's like, man, I see you selling art. If you're doing it, I know I can do it. I hear that happen a lot, right? And that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be inspired by other people. And the environment that you are in has a massive impact on your outcomes, man. And so you want to really curate your environment to be around people that want to help you succeed and be successful, okay? And so we know, man, information alone is not enough. If you've been on Instagram, if you've read books, if you've searched on Google, if you watch videos on YouTube, information alone ain't it, right? You need a system. You need coaching. You need mentorship. You need a process. You need a community of people to answer your questions, man, when you get stuck. And so if you want to get booked and busy like Toya, man, become an affluent artist by going to affluentartist.com today, all right? And so artists, you got to ask yourself, do you want money or do you want excuses? Because in life, we cannot have both, all right? It's easy for us to come up with so many different excuses of why we cannot do something. But the winners in life are the people that figure out how to get what they want, all right? They become resourceful. And so like my guy, John Tate right here, he had to become resourceful to become an affluent artist. Next thing he know, he sold his lamb piece for over $2,000 to these collectors right here, okay? And so you got to ask yourself, man, do you want to transform your life, become a full-time affluent artist so you can start making money? Or are you going to let your excuses and reasons why you can't do a thing continue to stand in your way, okay? And so the true cost of inaction, artists, let's spend a little bit of time talking about this. And again, if you got a question, please type your question in the chat, okay? So what if this helped you start selling just one piece per week, right? I don't know your price point, but whatever it is, would that be worth it, right? I think so, okay? Just that consistency and the frequency and building that relationship with a collector and being able to call them and get them to buy more, that's absolutely worth it, okay? But the bigger thing is, what's the lost opportunity cost, right? Are the future missed sales really worth continuing to struggle to sell your art because you're trying to figure it out on your own, right? It's March right now, right? If you don't do anything different in March, listen, arguably, you missed out on a lot of money in March, right? Same thing if you wait till April, right? If you don't start selling in April, you missing out on money in April. Same thing with May. Then you're rolling into June and July in the summertime. And so there's real opportunity cost of lost income because you didn't invest into yourself and take action, okay? And so if you follow just one of the steps I shared on today's events, you can make a profit in the first week when you become an affluent artist by going to affluentartist.com and enrolling, all right? And also, man, a lot of artists that you get their family and friends to become their investors, okay? Man, when you got a plan and a system and a community of people helping you, people are much more likely to invest into your dreams and to help you out if they see you working, if they see you getting after it, and they know that you really wanted it, okay? And so Miss Valerie, she said, I wanted to share. She said, I finished this today, posted it 3 hours ago, sold to a collector. Man, when you start finishing art or pre-selling it, but if you start finishing art and selling it the same day, listen, your life will be transformed forever. Cherish, she has sold a piece her first week in the program. So she got that sold in 7 tag, okay? And then also PayPal Credit has a great option if you want them to invest into you as well. You can go to paypal.com/credit to apply. They have no payments plus no interest if you pay it in full in 6 months, all right? So you got to pay in full, but you got 6 months to go through the Affluent Artist Program, start selling art, and then you can pay PayPal back and just thank them for investing into your future and your career, okay? And so artists, the time is now, man. Let's rock and roll. I'm excited for the artists that are enrolling, that have enrolled, and we look forward to seeing you inside the community, okay? So like Raquel West right here, she said, after connecting with Sherez and actively implementing the wisdom that I learned without negotiation or hesitation, this collector purchased this piece at my $1,200 asking price. I am beyond grateful for the knowledge and the quick turnaround. Okay. And so if you're ready to take action and implement wisdom from a system and a process that actually works for different artists around the world, if you want a quick turnaround with your sales, man, become an affluent artist. I go to affluentartist.com, sign up right now and join so we can help you rock and roll. Okay. And if you need help ordering, text join to 470-777-7549. So I'm ready, man. Let's accomplish your dreams together, affluent artists. Listen, as a fellow artist, like I know your struggle with selling art is real. But when it's gone from your life, just imagine, like, how will you feel? How much better will your life be? Like, how much stress does working a job and never having enough money cause in your mind and your body right now? All right. Because after you join, like, it's gone, man. It's gone. You're going to feel so much lighter and easier when you using your God-given gifts to start making money, okay? And so it starts by going to the link below at affluentartist.com and joining right now, all right? So I'm going to walk you through this checkout process real quick. But artists, get started right now. Go to affluentartist.com, enroll today. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to that Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, and some powerful bonuses. You're going to get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, I'm going to walk you through how to set up your art ads with Facebook and Instagram so you can target them high-income collectors to make sure that you're getting the exposure to people that are already spending millions of dollars on art, all right, with brands like Sotheby's, Art Basel, Artsy, and so many different others. So many powerful things that we can do when you begin advertising, okay? And so that's a total value of over $10,600. But we've got a special 94% off for you for attending this live class for $9.99, all right? If you need a payment plan, you can join for $200 a month just for 6 months, all right? So it's really affordable payment plan to get started when you go to affluentartist.com, all right? So let me come out real quick and walk you through the checkout process. Boom. So when you go to affluentartist.com, it's going to bring you to the order page. All right. So you see it says, yes, Sharess, I'm in. So you got a few days to take advantage of this offer before the price increases. Okay. And so we're going to walk you through again the offer right here. We talk about the 110% money back guarantee. And then you just got to put your name, email, phone number, address in there. And then you can choose this payment plan, this offer right here, all right? And if you want fast sales, just click that right there. You can add that. We're going to give you a one-on-one VIP call. You can add that to your order. And then you can input your card number, your expiration, your CVC, your country, and your zip code, and click join now, okay? So it's really simple and easy for you to get enrolled and get started. So we're excited to have you inside of the program, all right? So I'm gonna do one last recap. If you got any other questions, let me know in the chat. But get started now, artists. Go to affluentartist.com and you're gonna get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, the luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you're gonna get access to the high income collectors. That's a total value of over $10,600. But you can join today for a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com. All right. If you need a payment plan, you can get started for $200 a month for 6 months when you go to affluentartist.com to enroll. All right. And if you need help ordering, you could text join to 470-777-7549. All right, artists, y'all got any other questions? Type them in the chat. If I don't see any questions, I'm looking over here in my chat line. We're going to get up out of here. All right. All right. I don't see any other questions. All right. Congratulations to the artists that joined. Man, we're excited to see you on the inside. So you still got a little more time to actually take advantage of this offer. Okay. So you can catch the replay and you could join before the price goes up in the next 72 hours. All right. So go to affluentartist.com, join now, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. All right. My name is Sharess. Man, I enjoy doing this live and sharing this wisdom with you. Make sure you watch this again if you need to. Apply what you learn so you can start selling art today. You literally can start using your art stories to sell art today. I don't know your skill with Facebook and Instagram ads, but we showed you how to target high income collectors that are spending millions of dollars worth of art, man. So you can get the exposure that you need. Okay. And then also, man, for those that are here live, we told you about a very special offer that you can get when you join at affluentartist.com. All right. So peace and much love to everybody. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the inside.